Hello to everyone. One aspect that I think all human beings are attracted to is newness. And we celebrate when the new year comes, we celebrate when new things come to our life. And we have this opportunity to bring real newness in 1 second. Every second is an opportunity to experience things with a fresh look, to hear things with a fresh look. And today's sharings are about newness because we are towards the end of the year. And so for today, before we see the bigger cycle of time, of the year, let's stay with the smaller one of the day to day. How can I bring newness starting from now while I'm exposing myself with words to wisdom? How can I bring them into my day, into practice? How can I hear differently? How can I feel them in a deeper way? Because as we highlight, the aim for listening to this knowledge is to first experience and then use it in action.
The Father is seeing the souls whose stage is constantly ascending in their every step and their every thought. You receive the blessing of becoming bodiless in a second, and you fly in a second. To become bodiless means to fly high. Do you experience that the second you switch on your awareness, you bring the souls who are wandering in the darkness into the light? Do you still need time? Or do you think that you have reached the stage of a second? You issue a challenge for people to come and attain happiness in a second. Are you ready to make that practical? Has your speed of self-transformation reached the speed of a second? In the new year, let there be new enthusiasm in every thought and at every second. And let there be newness of attainment of success in every action. In every thought, let it be victory. We were victorious, we are victorious, and we shall remain constantly victorious.
Really so rich. Every sentence and words have so much to research and discover. Not in an intellectual way, but seeing it with the self. So I would like to use an example here. Let's say there is a human being, someone called Stella. And Stella thinks, for whatever reason, maybe something happened to her and she had a small accident and she lost her memory. And she does not know who she is, and everyone else sees her as a bird, let's say, or want to make fun of her and say, okay, let's tell Stella that she's a bird and behave to her as such. And she herself is convinced at some point she is a bird. And she starts behaving as a bird, having the interests of a bird, the feelings, trying to develop the capabilities, the skills of a bird, and she starts becoming good, and she starts living in her mind only the personality, the role, the life of a bird. And how long would it take for her to be Stella again? Would she need really to fight with the habits that she created in her illusion as a bird? Or it takes a second for her to wake up in a way, to remember, to see clearly that who she is. When she sees clearly, then instantly she experiences her own true personality. And this is a victory towards illusion. And the starting point for this victory should be not fighting the personality traits of the bird, but helping to see, and this can take a second, to remember for this aha moment to happen within the understanding that, oh, I'm not a bird, I am Stella in the same way. We are all these beings of light, stars. Stella means star, actually, that use these human bodies, but we are not these human bodies and human roles. It can take a second where I see who I am. And because we don't even know what had happened to us, and let alone being able to experience it in a second, we need someone who is totally clear to remind us. And then, yes, we trust this one who is wise. And then we start practicing again and again throughout the day in a second to see the self, the soul, in the case of Stella and bird, to let go of the bird and just focus on the personality of Stella and remain with this. And then we see clearly who we truly are, and we can start using our life, using our true self in our life, living the true life that we are supposed to live. In our case, truly, as a soul, as an eternal being.
In the new year, what crown will you wear? The crown of light and might. Wear a double crown, because if there is light but less might, you cannot be a constant embodiment of success. In every aspect, whether for yourself or others, in order to make progress and for others to make progress, to mold yourself is to become real gold. The government in the world gives crippled people the power to walk. In this way, they give facilities to all weak souls. They give them power. In the same way, become greatly powerful and give power to weak ones, whether they are in your university or souls of the world. Just as those people chant slogans to remove poverty, in the same way, you have to finish the stage of powerlessness. Remember the words, courage and help.
So, power, this is a word that everyone likes, and we all like power, and we like the other ones to be powerful, near to us. What does power really mean? At the physical level, we can say that if I can resist the pull of something, like the more I can resist a pull, the more powerful I am at the physical level. So we can see the same law applied at the spiritual level. So, who is the I that has to be more powerful? In other words, to resist which pull from where? So, it is all about the true self that has to resist the pull of the habits that were created in illusion. If we go back to this simple example of Stella and the bird, Stella is the true one. Stella, when she is in clarity, she doesn't have any habit of falsehood, like of the bird, to resist, because she knows who she is in a natural way. But when in illusion she created those habits, and then she realizes what happened to her, and she has to come out from those habits, from that personality. Now she needs the light of knowledge, the light that will make her realize what has happened to her. And then, based on this accurate understanding, she has to start resisting the pull of the habits that were created in illusion when she thought that she was the bird. How she resists that pull that might be very strong because she thought for a long time, let's say, that she was a bird. So the way for her is to give herself the opportunity to experience, at least for some time, even if it is minimum time, who she really is. And this is where she has to resist the pull of the habits of the false personality. And if she can do this, starting with this minimum time, and when she gives herself the opportunity to experience reality that happens to be so beautiful, much better than the false reality of the bird, then this gives her another power. And then this pulls her, the experience of her truth pulls her. And then in this stage, she can show to others that maybe think that they're birds, they're all in illusion, which the truth is, and make other ones, help other ones to become free from their own delusion. So in our case, the self, the soul, is powerful. Every soul is powerful. But if they think that they're mortal bodies, human beings with limitations, then the habit for everyone is so strong that there has to be someone to be like an example. So the more we see the true self within us and we see others like this, then we show to them in a practical way the truth and direct their attention to their own truth and helping them to come out from their own habits and give them the power in this way to let go of their own habits created in illusion.
Yes, the power of 1 second. You explained the transformation takes place very quickly because it is more a process of awakening, realizing who you truly are, rather than having to fight or to struggle or to change something. And what can really happen in 1 second? Do you know this speed of matter? And it is shown on the image, the speed of 300,000 meters in 1 second. So who can travel 300,000 meters in kilometers in 1 second? Do you know? It is light that can travel 300,000 kilometers in a second. Do you know who can travel 343 meters in a second? It is sound that can travel. And you know who can travel 120 meters in a second? And that is what science says that happens in the synapses of the brain. A thought travels in the brain, in the nervous system, 120 meters in a second. So many things can happen in 1 second in the physical world. However, the speed of thought, as you explained, is not about how fast a thought travels from here to there. It is about how much you can transform yourself or help others to transform, how much light of knowledge you can bring to others in 1 second. And you can see that the transformation, the light of spirit, the light of knowledge, the divine light from the Supreme Soul can be brought to others in a second. And that is so much more faster and effective, and the transformation that brings in the lives of others in 1 second than anything matter can do. And also in 1 second, you can transform your awareness that you feel you are in your sweet home. The soul in meditation in a second feels, okay, now I was in the awareness that I am a body. Now I am in the awareness of being without a body, a point of light, in a home of points of light. And the awareness is of being beyond everything that is physical. And then in 1 second, you can change your feelings from sorrow into complete happiness. You feel you are liberated from all sorrow. You love everyone. You are loved by everyone. All of that in less than a second. And finally, you can help others to forget their sorrow, to remove their feeling of being weak, that illusion that you were mentioning. And you can give them that power, that light, that confidence and trust. The Supreme Soul would touch them in a second to make them strong, confident, hoping, and being able to see their future in just 1 second. So, how huge is a transformation that can take place in the mind of human beings in less than a second? It is not about the speed of how fast or how far a thought can reach. It is about how you can change in your mind, in your awareness, in your feelings, from a stage of being maybe full of sorrow into a stage of complete contentment and bliss and power. So, Anna, would you like to suggest a practice for today?
So now that it is the foundation of our day, the beginning of the day, but even if we listen to these sharings later in the day, as was said, every moment can be an opportunity for something new. So we become the observers of our own inner world in a second. We can all do this. In the same way, I can switch on the TV and see that there is another world in the TV, and now I find myself as the observer. I can do the same with my inner world. I can see my inner world as a screen. All thoughts, feelings, all the cognitive activities on this screen of my mind. And there is someone now that in a second can observe all those feelings. And I can see that it's so easy now, just with this one step of detaching the self from my inner world of my inner drama, inner stories. I can choose what kind of feeling I would like to experience now, regardless what's going on in the outer physical drama and stories. What are the most beautiful feelings that have been cherished so far in my life, with which I feel comfortable and I could stay with them forever? It is these feelings of security and peace and happiness. I see very clearly now that I can just shine light to them now that I'm free from the other stories and feelings that are on the screen. I don't need to pay attention to them, at least for this time now. And my attention is on the beautiful feelings that I know I'm capable of because I've experienced them. So why not emerge them? It takes a second of becoming aware of them. But also, are there more feelings than these that I have already experienced? Where can I find them? How? I can find them here in this inner environment of silence, in the silence of the observer, not on the screen of the thoughts and stories. I, the one who is observing in a detached way the stories, I am an unlimited being that is in my inner silence. I can discover all the scale, all the potential for happiness, for love, for whatever is true, just by staying in this silence, resisting the pull of my attention towards the screen, which is my power. I can do it. In this way, I discover the wonder of life. Life is experience. And now I'm experiencing truth itself so easily and just in second. Who wouldn't like to spend more time in such an easy, simple way, discovering life in the most inexpensive way, effortless way? Little bit of effort, but it's like fun. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll meet again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.